to the forecast discussion for January 4th, 2013. Of course, it's the first Friday of the new year, and I'm sure everyone's looking forward to the weekend, especially with all the football games. Yes, I know the Eagles, the Giants, and the Jets are not in the playoffs, but it's still fun to watch. Looking at temperatures for this morning throughout the region, we are clearly warmer than what we were yesterday, but we're still going to be dealing with a nice brisk wind from the west that's going to keep us rather chilly throughout the afternoon hours. Currently, we have temperatures in the upper 20s to lower 30s over the interior, lower to mid 30s along the coast. We're really not going to see much in a rise in temperatures as we have cloud cover building in. Looking at highs basically in the mid to upper 30s throughout the entire Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. But with a westerly wind anywhere from 5 to 15 miles per hour, we're going to be dealing with wind chills basically in the 20s throughout the entire day. So you're going to have to continue to bundle up there. But we are heading towards a bit of a warm up as we get our typical January thaw this time of year, starting to evolve and set up for this coming weekend on through next week. Taking a look at the latest radar, you can see there really isn't much out there as far as precipitation. We have a little bit of moisture coming off of the Great Lakes here, but really not much in the way of any organized showers, except far in northern New York with a weak clipper moving through. Other than that, dry conditions are in place. Now, as far as the satellite picture, the infrared satellite picture, you can see our warm front is lifting up through New England. Our high pressure system, Arctic high pressure system, is shifting towards Maine. Meanwhile, our polar high pressure system, two different air masses here, is starting to take control from the Mississippi River Valley on east towards the coastal waters. So we're starting to clearly shift to a warmer weather pattern starting to evolve. And with that warmer air invading, especially with cold air still lingering at the surface, we're seeing cloud cover build in, and it's going to hold over the entire northern mid-Atlantic through today, keeping our temperatures a bit suppressed, but it's clearly not as cold as what we saw yesterday. Now, we are watching a disturbance. Let's take a look at the water vapor satellite picture. This disturbance in the subtropical jet stream, which is right here, and this disturbance in the polar jet stream, which is right here, could interact this weekend to produce a few snow flurries Saturday night into Sunday. That's about it, really. That's the whole major winter pattern that is evolving over the next 7 days. We could actually see some flurries. That's about it. Other than that, dry conditions can be expected from today all the way on through Thursday until a powerful cold front moves through on next Friday, to produce a very heavy rain event and then a steep drop in our temperatures thereafter. So enjoy the comfortable weather and the typical January thaw that we see every year without fail. Because after this thaw ends, there's going to be some major changes on the way that are going to be rather interesting, especially if you are in the eastern United States. Whether that means snow or not, well, as you know, that always depends on how disturbances interact with each storm event. Taking a look at the latest model guidance using the European model guidance from the Penn State EWOL website, an excellent website for all your model needs, you can see that right now we have a strong disturbance over the southern plains. We have a deep and powerful upper level low polar vortex sitting up over portions of north central Canada, and of course Arctic air is sitting over the plate over the northern mid-Atlantic. So with that in place, high pressure will be in control, tranquil weather conditions for the most part. Our disturbance lifts north and east. Now notice last week at this time, this disturbance was supposed to drive very warm air into the northern mid-Atlantic by now, and we're supposed to be in the upper 40s to low 50s. That didn't happen. Why? Because this was weaker, and so therefore the ridge was weaker, and therefore this trough had more influence. So we remained colder than what was forecasted. Remember that as we move forward. So our disturbance lifts northeast towards the Great Lakes. It weakens, basically starts to collapse. We could see an isolated snow shower or a flurry on Saturday night to Sunday. Other than that, really not that big of a deal. High pressure and control for Sunday afternoon. Temperatures at this point are moderating back to normal. We're talking about the upper 30s to lower 40s over the interior, lower to mid 40s along the coast. Most locations will be right around 40 degrees for Saturday and Sunday. Monday, we cooled down just a little bit as a cold front moves through. Temperatures again ranging from the upper 30s to lower 40s throughout the entire northern Mid-Atlantic. And then we head up towards another warm up for the end of the next week. We're talking about temperatures rebounding back into the 40s, mid to upper 40s. That's where I'm keeping this. I'm not going to the 50s, and here's why. This disturbance, once again, is way over amplified on the European mild guidance, just like it was last week. So what is it doing? It's pumping up this southeast ridge and pushing the influences of the polar jet stream further north. I've seen this before. We've seen this before just 5 days ago, and you can see the results now. It's much colder weather pattern than what was forecasted. I am highly suspicious of this southeast ridge becoming so dominant and so powerful considering the weather pattern that we're in. However, I do think we're in for a warm-up. So I'm looking for temperatures basically rebounding into the mid to upper 40s throughout this week, throughout next week, should I say. Temperatures ranging from the mid to upper 40s for highs Wednesday through Friday, and then upper 20s to mid 30s for lows throughout the same time period. And then, as this upper level disturbance lifts northeast and starts to drag a powerful cold front through the center of the country, see Arctic air starting to pour into the northern plains by Thursday evening, you're going to see this cold front rapidly move east, and with it, a very impressive polar and Arctic air mass that is just sitting up in northern Canada here, just waiting to drop south, and it will do so by the time we get into next weekend. So enjoy the warm-up. I don't think we're going to see the 50s, or even some people were suggesting possibility of 60s in the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area, but I do think we're in for a warm-up. So clearly, enjoy the weather while you can, because it's going to be pretty nice. Talking about weather and weather workshops, I just wanted to let you know, let me shift this here, we are having a new winter weather workshop via Storm Surge LLC. It's going to be in the Philadelphia area. As you can see, here's the address right here. It's on January 19th, and it's between 9:30 and 11 a.m. $20 in advance, $30 at the door. You can go to NYNJPA Weather, and right on the front page there's a link to go and sign up. This was very successful last month, and very popular as well. We had a lot of fun doing it. So we're all going to get together, and we're all going to have another weather seminar where I'm sure you'll have plenty of questions for me and the entire crew, talking about this winter, how it's evolved so far, what to expect moving forward, and why January and February we think should be rather satisfying for many of you. Well, we'll see. Some of you have high expectations. Well, that is the forecast for today. Again, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. You can follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter and Facebook. Have a great day. Stay safe out there.